Welcome back to our YouTube channel. In the last video we discussed the topic proteins and amino acids, and in which we discussed the informations regarding proteins, origin of the word protein, functions of proteins, and then elemental compositions of proteins, and proteins are the polymers of amino acids. And then we discussed about the amino acids, like the general structure, optical isomerisms, and now we are going to discuss in the part 2 the classification of amino acids. So as we discussed earlier, that the amino acids are actually the basic building block of the proteins, and that contain two functional groups. One is known as amino group and the other one is known as carboxyl group, and in which we also discussed that there are the 20 different types of amino acids that are naturally occurring, and now we are going to classify the amino acids. So please remember that there are the different ways of classifications or classifying the amino acids based on the structure, and the next one, that is chemical, like chemical nature, whether that is polar or non-polar, and the third one, that is we can classify the amino acids based on the nutritional aspects or nutritional requirements, and the last one, that we can classify the amino acids based on metabolic fate. Okay, so in this video we are going to classify the amino acids based on the structural evidence. Okay, or you can say here amino acids classification based on the structure. Okay, and here I am going to show you the 20 different amino acid structures, so then we will classify. Okay, I think now you can see there are the 20 different amino acids. Okay, now you can see from glycine to L-arginine, so there are total 20 different amino acids. You can count it, and that are 20. So now we are going to, because these 20 amino acids are very difficult to remember or very difficult to memorize, so we can classify these 20 amino acids into different groups. Okay, so first of all you have to remember that these 20 amino acids are you can divide it into 7 different groups. Okay, for example, the first group that we are going to classify, that is amino acids with aliphatic side chain. Here I am going to write amino acids with aliphatic side chain. Okay, so that is our first, you can say, here I placed it as number 1. Okay, as you know that aliphatic means these are the monoamino or monocarboxylic acids. This group consists of most of the simple amino acids. So you have to remember that here the simple amino acids. Okay, and the simpler one, you can see in the first line that glycine, okay, then valine here, then leucine, and then isoleucine. Okay, so you have to remember that the glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, and isoleucines are considered as the simple amino acids, and these are here categorized into amino acids with aliphatic side chain. Okay, but when you see here that when we compare glycine, alanine and the last three, so we see like we can see that the valine, leucine and isoleucine that has like a side chain. Okay, so these side chain as considered as that these three amino acids are also known as branch aliphatic like amino acids. Okay, or you can say that amino acids with the branch aliphatic side chain, hence they are referred to as branch chain amino acids. Okay, so that is our first group. Okay, now the second one, and if you see here the glycine, like what is the difference in between? So there is the difference of R group, like in case of here that is hydrogen in the glycine, but now the hydrogen is replaced by CH3, and next you can see here that CH3 is replaced by the other group. So it means there is only the increase in the carbon chain length, and maybe the carbon chain length is like a branch chain. Okay, so that is the only difference here. Now the next one, we are going to classify the second one, that is I am going to write here, like let's suppose we are going to write like hydroxyl group containing amino acids. Okay, now like we have to check like where the hydroxyl group is present. So you can see here hydroxyl group is present, hydroxyl group is present, and here the hydroxyl group is present. So it means like the first one Lysine and tyrosine, and along with that threonine, these are the three amino acids that contain hydroxyl group. So you can say here like tyrosines, that is being aromatic. Can you see here the aromatic ring? So usually considered under the amino acids like aromatic amino acids, but you can see here these three are placed in the category of hydroxyl group containing amino acids. Okay, now the third one we are going to classify, that is like classification based on the sulfur containing amino acids. So in this case again we have to check, let me change the color of, okay, now in the third place like we have to check like those amino acids that contain sulfur group. So you can see here I am going to show you with different color, I'm going to circle that. So here is SH, here is S, and is there any other one? Okay, so it means here these two amino acids like cysteine and tyrosine, these are the two amino acids that are placed in the category of the sulfur or sulfur containing amino acids. Okay, so remember that like methionine and thioether group are the two amino acids incorporated during the coarse protein synthesis, while the cysteine, another important sulfur here, okay, here you can check that the cysteine, another important sulfur containing amino acids, is formed by the condensation of the two molecules of cysteine. Okay, like that name will be cysteine, CIS, here CYSTINE. So cysteine is actually formed by the condensation of the two cysteine amino acids. Like here. Okay, so it will make like a branch chain. Okay, that is the third one. Now we are going to check the next one, that is acidic amino acids. The fourth one is acidic amino acids and their amides. Okay, now we are going to check like what are those amino acids that are acidic in nature. Like in the previous video, as we discussed, that the acidic amino acids mean like those amino acids that contain like the acidic group. Acidic group is like carboxylic group, and amide means that those that contain like NH2 group prominent. So actually aspartic acid and glutamic acids are the dicarboxylic monoamino acids, while the aspargine, here you can see that one, the aspargine and the next one, that is glutamine, are their respective amides derivatives. So you can see here the amide group is prominent, so that's why they are considered as amide, or you can say they are considered as like amide derivatives. So all these four amino acids, as we discussed earlier, these are like, for example, like in acidic case, so that is aspartic acid, because CH group like carboxyl group is prominent, and glutamic acids, that is also like acidic amino acid. So these two are acidic amino acids, while the aspargine and the glutamine, these are considered as amide derivatives. Okay, now the next one, the fifth one, that is basic amino acids. Okay, okay, now here, like as discussed about the acidic amino acids, now we are going to discuss the basic. So basic will be, there are the three amino acids that are basic in nature. These are like lysine, here I am going to show you with yellow color, circulate. Okay, lysine, and the next one you can see here, the histidine, and the third one, that is arginine. Okay, so these are categorized into basic amino acids because like that contain a dibasic monocarboxylic acid. Okay, you can see here NH2 group, NH2, and like these are the dibasic monocarboxylic acid, and they are highly basic in character, so remember it. Okay, now you can check here some other like the amino acids are left, so we have to categorize in the next one. Like the sixth one, we can say like some contain aromatic rings. Can you see here that phenyl alanine? So it means now the next category we are going to write, that is 6 at number 6, that is aromatic amino acids. Okay, so in case of aromatic amino acids, you have to check or you have to identify those amino acids that contain aromatic ring. So as I told you earlier, like phenylalanine, okay, here the phenylalanine and tyrosine, because we already discussed, like in case of hydroxyl group you can classify as like the hydroxyl group containing amino acid, but in case of that aromatic ring you can consider or you can place in the category of aromatic amino acids. Okay, and the next one you can see here, the third one, that is tryptophan, that also containing the aromatic ring. So it means like that is indole ring, so that is also categorized in the aromatic amino acid. Okay, beside these, like in case of histidine, because you can see here histidine also like containing aromatic, but histidine like that may also considered in this category as well in the aromatic amino acids. Okay, the number 7, because like we didn't place the proline in the aromatic amino acid because that do not contain any like aromatic ring. Okay, now the number 7 group, here you can write that is amino acids. Okay, so that is placed in the 7th category. Okay, now the amino acids, like you can see here only one like the amino acids left, so that is proline. So proline would be considered as like containing up, here you can see that pyrrolidine ring. Okay, and is a unique amino acid and it has an amino group, okay, instead of amino group. So that's why that is considered as like that do not contain NH2, so that contain only NH. So it means because of amino group is present, they are classified into special category that is known as amino acid, and the amino acid name is proline. Okay, so found in the other amino acids, so therefore proline is also known as here like proline also now like present in the other amino acids, like other amino acids contain NH2 group, so the proline contain only NH group. So that's why proline is also, or proline is an alpha amino acids or alpha amino acids. Amino acid, not amino, because that contain amine group here. Okay, so in case of the other like the classification, you can consider one more group, like that is heterocyclic amino acids. So as you know that like in case of heterocyclic, so proline also like do not contain any like homocyclic, so that is heterocyclic. So histidine here, proline and the tryptophan, these are all heterocyclic amino acids. Okay, so that video is based on the like classification of amino acid, and in which we discussed about the structural classification of the amino acids. So we discussed the 20 different types of the amino acids. Along with that, like we categorize these 20 different amino acids into different groups, like amino acids with aliphatic side chain, hydroxyl group containing amino acids. Number 3rd is sulfur containing group. Number 4 is acidic amino acid. Number 5th is basic amino acid, and then aromatic amino acid, and the last one is amino acids. Okay, and in the next video we will discuss the next classifications, like classifications based on like classifications of amino acids based on like the polarity, like some are the polar and some are non-polar, and then we will discuss the next classification based on the nutritional classification, and the third one that we will discuss in the next video, that is amino acid classifications based on their metabolic fate. Okay, if you like our video, then kindly subscribe us and share our channel. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video. Okay, goodbye.